Hey everybody, Mrs. Norris here. So I'm going to walk you through our activity for today. Everything you need to ace American history, Chapter 12, A New Government, the terms. So what I'd like you to know or be able to answer by the time we're done with this activity is what were the legacies of the American Revolution? So the American Revolution has just happened. The colonists have now gained their independence from Britain and are now tasked with forming a new government for themselves. So I'd like you to understand that you're going to have many historical documents and ideas that influenced the framers or the writers of the Constitution in their attempts to translate the American Revolution's principles into reality, as well as learn about the challenges and multiple attempts to form a stable government. So they wanted to have their independence, but there were challenges with deciding how that independence was going to look. So we're going to begin this new unit, Unit 2, with understanding some terms that are going to build our academic language knowledge specific to writing the Constitution. So here are our directions. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to skim the chapter that's posted below. You can also view it by clicking on the link here, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the link here and then come back to my instructions. Number 2, for my directions, use this chapter, to complete the terms chart on the Google Doc, provided you do not need to make a new document. So you can see that the Google Doc is down below. We'll open that in just a moment. Use Google to find images related to the terms where necessary. So not every word or phrase is going to require you to look for an image related to it, okay? And then when you're done, submit on Canvas, all right? So now let's look at that chapter. So we can look at it a couple of different ways. We can either look at it by scrolling through here directly on Canvas, or again, we have the option to look at it here. Now, I've taught you this before. I'm going to show this to you again. If I click Present and then click on the image down here, which is to enter or exit full screen, it will bring me back down to still present mode, but within a single tab. So let me show that to you again. It's right down here. In between tips and settings, we have this little image. If I click on it, again, it will take me still in present mode, but now I have it in a tab so that I can see more images that I might need to be looking at, or more tabs, okay? So now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna open up the document that I need for this activity. So I'm gonna open to attach and submit, and then I'm gonna open my document. Okay, so as we can see here, we have some phrases in our first column. The directions are the same. Skim the chapter, use it to complete the chart, use Google to find images, and then submit on Canvas. So we have words here in our first column, and you'll see that some of them are text color black and some of them are text color blue. That's because if it is a black word, a word that is text black, then it's going to be a word that has a definition somewhere on the page. So these little green boxes are where you're going to be able to find the definitions for the terms that are in black. Okay. The terms that are in blue are going to be words that don't require a definition or an image. You're only looking for the sentence where they appear. So for example, it's right here in blue, Articles of Confederation. This will be the sentence that I copy for that word, okay? So let's do the first one together. And the words and phrases all come in order. So if you miss a word or phrase, but you find the next one, then you just need to look before it, okay? So the word sovereignty, as we already know, is on this first page, page 123. So I'm gonna write page 123, okay? And then the sentence where the word sovereignty appears it's going to be highlighted yellow for me to find very easily. So the sentence is, states could refuse, comma, because they maintained their sovereignty. So I'm going to go back here and in quotes, states could refuse, comma, because they maintained their sovereignty. Because they maintained their sovereignty. Period, and then end quote. And if I want to make it so that it's similar, I can highlight the word, and then I'm going to put the word bold, and I'm going to use the highlight color of yellow. Let's use this bright yellow here. Okay. Now the definition I'm finding straight from the text, which is right here, authority or power. So I'm going to write that here, authority or power. Now, when I find my image, I'm going to click here, and I'm not going to look for the word sovereignty because I think that's going to make my images much smaller, like my image search much smaller. So instead, I'm going to look for the words that are in the definition, like authority or power. So I'm going to go to, up in my toolbar, insert, image, insert image, search the web. Okay, and I'm going to have a little box that opens up over here, and I'm going to look for the word authority. And I don't want it to say the word authority because that's not going to help me remember what it means. So maybe I'll try the word power, and I'm going to add clip art to it because sometimes that helps. Okay. Now here we have much better images. So by adding the word clip art to my image search, I can find these images that are going to be a little bit easier for me to relate to the word. Okay. And then power, I want to find something that's related to authority, not power like electricity. Okay. So this one's a pretty good image. I like the idea of more than one person in that image. So I'm going to click. And I'm going to insert. Okay. And then if I want to click and then resize from the corner to make it smaller, and if I want it to be in the center, I can do that. Okay. So again, if I click and then I resize from the corner, and then while it is still clicked, I choose my center alignment and will put it in the center. Okay. So it's pretty simple for these. And again, you're not finding definitions and images for everything. And if the word is blue, all you're looking for is the page number and the sentence where the word can be found. So I'm going to do the next one for you. We have Articles of Confederation. And it might be easier for me at this point to move my window, pull out my text tab, and then move it to the side and resize it so that I have both together. Okay, so I'm going to resize this as well. Okay, that might be helpful. It might not. It's completely up to you. Okay, so Articles of Confederation, I know is probably going to be on the same page as sovereignty, so I'm going to have to go back to sovereignty, and it says a new national constitution was drafted and called the Articles of Confederation. And again, page 123. Quotes. And for this right here, I'm just gonna, because I don't need an image or a definition, I'm just gonna move it so I can see the sentence. A new national constitution was drafted and called the Articles of Confederation. And to make it so that it's similar to the text, I'm going to highlight Articles of Confederation, and I'm going to change the text color to blue. Okay, and then move on to the next one. So I'm going to continue with the rest of my definitions chart. Okay, again, looking for images by searching insert image, search the web, use the definition words, the main words from the definition to help you, and add the word clip art. Again, adding the word clip art is going to make it so it's easier to find images related to your term that are going to be easier for you to remember. Okay. Now, this assignment is not due until October 29th. If you're watching this in the year 2020, your due date might be different. Just look at the top of your Google assignments and it will tell you when it is due. Okay, you can also find it on the assignment itself where it says that it is due by Thursday, tomorrow. Okay, so those are the ways that you can find when this is due. It's only going to be available, it's only going to be available until November 12th. After November 12th, it will not be available to work at all, to use at all. Okay, so again, once you are done with this assignment, make sure you come back to Google Assignments and click Submit, and then your assignment can be graded, and that would be that. We'll move on to the next.